If you've ever wanted to make money every day from the Forex market, but you didn't know where to start, I've got the ideal solution for you. Go visit our sponsors at superleadsforex.com and see for yourself how you could start making a 20% to 25% return on your money every month and on 100% hands-free autopilot with your very own Forex trading robot. There's no previous trading experience needed and literally anyone can do it. Better still, you can test drive this cash cranking system for yourself on your own PC or laptop, free of charge for 30 days. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You can get all the exciting info right now at superleadsforex.com, at superleadsforex.com.
What you're about to watch has been done without research or any media training whatsoever. People might also use naughty words or have a potty mouth. If naughty words or potty mouths offend you, please stop watching now. TBH, you're probably best not watching this. Like at all. Nobody else is. Really. I'm talking to myself now, aren't I?
Yeah! Welcome back to the second edition of the All Leeds Social Club. What's the crack? It is, of course, me, Big Scott, here on All Leeds TV. And I'm just going to go straight into it and bring my guests in. We have Luke from Order Knows Better.
How are you, Scott?
We have Ed, who is from All Things Leeds.
Yep, hey up.
Hey up. And, of course, we have the ever-delightful Big Blue from LS11. Look at that smile. Right.
Thanks, Scott.
This is, of course, your not your usual Leeds United football show. This is a wee bit off the cuff. And let's be honest, we're going to take the piss a lot. I'm going to be drinking beverages. Boys, what is on tonight?
Well, we know what Luke. There you go. I didn't get a word of that properly, Scott. I don't know if it's yours in now or mine, but I'm actually on water, but with a bit of squirty squash in there tonight.
Oh, go ahead. Look at you, you're cordial.
Yeah, man.
You're wee black-currant cordial. What are you on yourself, Lou?
So slightly different from last week. Same brand, Two Tribes, Metroland, Session IPA. Last week I had a slightly different IPA. This week, just a 3.8%, nothing too crazy. Very nice.
Just a wee midweek chill.
Exactly.
Eduardo. Just Ed. We'll call you Ed because people will start calling you Eduardo because I do all the time.
Yeah.
What
just
are
call
you
me
on
Ed.
tonight?
I'm on the Modelo, which is
The Modelo?
Was that
We're all
Mexico?
obviously. Where's that from?
Where's it from? I'm not sure, to be honest.
The
It
fridge.
says Cerveza on here, so it's from the
fridge.
fridge, yeah. It says Cerveza on here, so I'm thinking it's from Spain or somewhere. But no, it's quite nice.
Super. Well, I'm on the Super Bock from Portuguese because it's free for a fiver in Tesco's. There you go. I'm not getting paid to say that, by the way. Right. Let's go straight into tonight's theme before I get go. I'm not offside. You're offside. That's the theme I'm going with. Simply because, well, the FA Cup match has come and gone, and what has overshadowed the fact that we've weathered the cup, which I don't know about you guys. I don't give a fuck about. That offside, what do you make of it? Look, I was listening to the Order Know Better earlier on there. What is your take on this whole offside goal? Was it a goal? Was it not a goal?
Well, if you watch, you probably get the impression that I thought it was a lot of bollocks. I was there on Sunday. It seems like forever ago. It was actually only like 2 or 3 sleeps ago, weren't it? But yeah, I was there Sunday, and when it was given, nobody could quite believe it because it was just carnage, wasn't it? How he has not interfered with play, I still don't know. I've watched it back a number of times, both online. I watched the game back as soon as I got in Sunday evening, and there's just seems to be so many reasons as to why that goal should not be given, that it's almost that they tried harder to find a reason for it to be given rather than the opposite. And it was just bollocks, really.
Lou, you were at the game as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Luke on this. How many times have we seen this season and last season where we feel like, and it happens to all teams, but how can the refereeing has got worse? The standard of refereeing has got worse, without a doubt. But I don't understand how they draw these conclusions. But they don't seem to happen to bigger teams. I mean, look at the Mane elbow the other day in the first 30 seconds of that game. Everyone else is thinking that's red card. If that isn't Liverpool, if that isn't a big game, i.e., is that it's Liam Cooper on Mane in the first 30 seconds. Liam Cooper's off the pitch, let's be honest. And it's the same with this. I mean, I saw the replay when I got home, and I thought, I just don't know how they drew that conclusion. When you're at the game, it's obviously harder to get an idea. So I didn't really know we were cheated until later. But
yeah, no, I remember watching it live. Ed, did you watch it on the TV as well? Then, yeah.
No, I was at the game, and but when they showed the replay on the big screen in the stadium, I immediately thought, well, he's offside. And watching it back, there's no argument against why that goal should be allowed. Like it's a clear offside. Bowen's in an offside position when the ball's being hit. He's interfered with play. It shouldn't have been allowed. The goal should have been ruled off. I've seen West Ham fans argue that there probably should have been a penalty for 𝐘𝐿's tackle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Let's just call him Leo. But I don't think you should take anything away from his defending there. I thought Leo was really good at defending that and just got a bit unfortunate. But yeah, Bowen interfered with play. It was in an offside position. It shouldn't have been allowed.
I don't know about you, Ed and Lou, but when I was in the stadium, I initially thought they were going to VAR because it looked as though Meslier had got his finger on it or his hand on it, similar to the Schmeichel one the other week. And that's what that was my first initial thought. I didn't think about the offside until Ed says they showed it on the big screen, and then everyone. I mean, I don't know about you, but we were all sort of almost 99% positive that it wasn't going to be given.
Yeah. I was the same on the watch along. Whenever it went to VAR at the watch along, I was sitting going, "Yes, happy days." The goal's not going to stand. And I think at that point, had the goal not stood, would have felt all right, because I think overall we didn't play too bad considering, who we're playing against and stuff. But I think the standard of officiating, Lou, you said it there, it's been getting worse. Can you think of anything that could be done to kind of improve this? I'll start with you, Ed. Is there anything you would change about the officiating to help improve the level of it?
I mean, what else can you give the officials to help them other than video assistant referee? They've been given VAR. It's a fantastic tool. They're just not using it right. It's simple as that. It's not consistent. I mean, other weekend, I feel as though it came down to whether Bowen touched the ball or not. And if you're undecided on that, just let the referee on the pitch go towards a monitor and have a look. You've got a monitor there on the side of the pitch. Just use it. And they're just not using it right. They're not implementing the system right, and it just needs a massive rethink. Rewrite the rules. Some of the rules. Especially the offside rules, because that's an absolute joke. They're just not using it right. Like, you can't really give them any more tools to help them. The officiating is just dreadful. Really, you just need to sack all the officials in the league and replace them all.
Though, because they're seeing slowed down replays of it on the pitch, and they're still making the wrong decision. I realise that some calls are going to be harder than others to make with fine margins in offsides, but some are obvious and clear cut, and this is the issue. The marginal offside going against you every now and then, you can sort of handle it, but these sorts of offsides where they're blatant, and like you say, Scott, you're watching it and you think, that's all right, we're all right here, and then you get the decision against you. It's really frustrating. And when it's fine margins in games, you know, ultimately we didn't play badly. We were in the game. We played really well, you know, by all accounts. And forget the breakaway goal. We were in the game. We probably deserved extra time. Yes, the bigger picture is maybe going into the fourth round is not the end of the world. But you know, a bit of momentum is normally what you try and get. I'm just glad we lost to a Premier League team and not, you know, Kidderminster Harriers.
Yeah, we're not the headlines, are we? I mean, Scott, you said you've listened back to OKB yesterday. We came up with some quite varied but all decent ideas from my perspective. One being let ex-players run VAR, because they're not going to be patting each other on the back. The other was have a specific VAR team, not just referees that go out on a weekend and they're not working, so they're signing off. It's just have a specific VAR so it's consistent. And then I think the final one was to actually wire them up a bit similar to rugby, and make them accountable and let them hear how they've come to that decision to help people understand. I think that would sort of it would certainly eradicate us speaking about VAR every fucking week in the paper, in the news. Everywhere is just about VAR. And
what do you think about maybe a camera in the actual van as well? You know, maybe is there what you not see, that we can see though is like, you know, if Mike Dean's playing Candy Crush and he's missed it, then like, I want to know about it. I want to see a camera to see why he made such a shit decision in that moment. Yeah. You know,
I don't know if you follow. I don't know if anybody follows rugby league or anything similar, cricket even to an extent. But you can hear the dialogue between the referee and the third official, and you can hear how they've come to a particular conclusion and why they've come to that conclusion. And there's no argument because they've explained, according to the rules, how they've got to that. That then takes away all this negativity. It takes away all the controversy and everything because we've heard it from the horse's mouth as to why they've come to that.
And then it only makes it about they hate us and it's a witch hunt, as opposed to like the actual rules, which I would rather say, it's because everyone hates Leeds. But yeah, you're right. You know, maybe, you know, tongue in cheek about the video of the VAR room, but an audio then, like you say, at least if you get an explanation as to how they got there, and I don't know, and then you haven't got so many questions after, and it's not like anybody can even approach the officials after the game. You get fined if you say anything wrong in your interview. So, you know, you don't get an answer. It's like, I don't know.
That was another one we came up with, actually. Make them accountable. The managers get interviewed after a game. The players get interviewed after a game. Why not the referees as to why they've come to a certain conclusion? The only people speaking to the media now are retired referees. Why?
Because they're not risking their jobs. That's the thing. It's see the guys on VAR, the fourth officials, the whole lot. They're all work colleagues, and see, no matter what, they are going to be looking out for each other. They're not going to turn around and say to their work colleague, "No, that was wrong. You done a shit job." They're not going to say that. I think one of the Irish guy on Order Knows Better had said about bringing in officials from abroad. Like, obviously that's not feasible, but that is a great idea as well. Get officials that have no allegiance to clubs or regions. I think the big thing, and I'm nearly positive it's actually being rolled out at the minute, is that ex-professional footballers are being trained to become officials. And I think that's brilliant, because what I think the referees at the minute don't have is experience as a footballer at a professional level. So
that's also happened in rugby.
Of the game. It's a joke.
That's also happened in rugby, to be fair, as well. I mean, I'm talking about rugby union. I think
what?
Luke Pearce and Glenn Jackson are a couple of guys that now officiate at the top level in rugby union. So yeah, like definitely a massive shout for that, definitely. And but you see Peter Walton on PT Sport, and you just think, oh, we're just going to cross over to Peter now. Let's see what he thinks. Was it a red card, Peter? He'll go, yeah, definitely. You're like, no one thinks that, but you and your mates.
But the thing is, there's pretty much a referees union in there. They're not going to slag each other off. Ideally, they don't want to be seen as, you know, throwing the mate under the bus if they've made an obvious decision wrong. You know, they just don't want to.
That's exactly it. They're not thinking about the game. They're thinking about their mate. They don't want to throw him under the bus. Listen, I'm going to put a pin this next. I want to see what the viewers are saying right now. Richard Lewis Townsend, I think he's actually watching from Milan. I could be wrong. He normally is watching from Milan. What a strange decision. Yeah, I think we're all agreeing with that. Temp name. How's it going, Temp name? West Ham. Yeah, I think the referee did give them a lot. Wasn't as bad as the referee at my son's game on Sunday, where I ended up giving the referee so much abuse that my kids' team's manager got a yellow card and I was told to shut the fuck up. Yeah, here's another one. Love to see ex-players as referees. I'm assuming he's saying the referees are corrupt. He is a Scum fan, I think. So please bear with him. Ex-players should run VAR. How's it going, CK? And here, again, I love this from Chris. With VAR, see the fact that it takes so long to make a decision? Well, clearly it's not being used properly. It's obviously not being used properly. But listen, keep those comments coming in. We are going to move on now because, let's be honest, we could talk about VAR, we could talk about the state of officiating for hours on end. And we'll be saying the same thing and we'll all be in agreement. And it doesn't matter what club you support. I think everyone can say the referees and officiating in the United Kingdom as a whole are absolutely shite.
I mean, not just in the United Kingdom, like worldwide. Did you see the Tunisia game earlier?
Yes.
What? He blew the whistle on the 85th minute, the 89th minute, didn't he? Something.
Yeah, but he blew the full-time whistle on the 85th minute. Restarted the game, sent off a Mali player on the 87th minute. VAR told him it's wrong, it's not a red card, and the referee was like, "Nah, it is. Just ignore them." Then blew for full time with 20 seconds left to go over 90 minutes. And then they restarted the game with 3 minutes of added time with the fourth official as the referee. It was so weird. And there should have been more than 3 minutes of added time as well, because there were VAR decisions, there was a red card, there were substitutions, a water break, a goal as well in the second half. So it was just so bizarre.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Even the videos, like, yeah. See if that happens in Northern Ireland, that referee is getting shot on the way home. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. You are getting petrol bomb, motherfucker. Right. So we'll put a pin on that. Now, what I want to say as well, before we came live, I have give all three of the guys, un, deux, and trois. I've given them all a word, and they have to fit it in during this show. Now, if anyone in the comments does pick up on a word that you think, oh, why is he saying that? Let us know in the comments. Your prize is a crisp high five. But if the guys get caught saying the word, they have to neck whatever they're drinking. That's all right for Luke, because he's on the anti-establishment tea. Nobody got it. Right. On to the next thing. Just when you think, right, people are going to start to come back, the one striker we have left gets injured in the cup game. But we are now hearing stories that Bamford and Rodrigo should be available on Sunday.
We've heard that for 2 weeks ago.
Well, every time Bamford's ready to come back. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Bamford was supposed to be back for them, and then I think he farted and he blew out his spine.
Yeah. Who reported that? Was it David Anderson of the Mirror? Was it?
David Anderson of the Mirror. Yeah, about as reliable as a fart in a spacesuit that is.
Unfortunately, Scott, he's the guy that's reporting the Bamford and Rodrigo injury update.
It's coming from a few places.
No one else legitimate has said it yet. So
no, that's true. That's true. But what do you think? Do you reckon they will be back? I hope Bamford's back at least. I don't know if they'll start.
I just can't see how they're going to be thrown into first team football, given Bielsa's methods and his usual processes, that they've got to be playing in the. I understand that we're in a bit of a crisis, but still, are you going to risk for one Premier League game, who realistically they're not part of our battle. They're pushing for Europe. You know, where we've got Newcastle next week. Whenever it is. But I just don't think it's feasible for us to throw two players that have been out for a relatively long time. Bamford a little bit longer. I know he made a brief return, but injured himself celebrating. I just can't see that with no minutes under their belt, that based on Bielsa's beliefs and everything he's done previously, that we see them on Sunday. I just can't see it.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you there. Again,
I'd love to be wrong.
Yeah, but I think this West Ham game, I don't know about you, Lou and Ed, I'm not expecting too much from it. And as Luke said, would you be willing to risk Bamford or Rodrigo if either one of them are fit? Lou?
I say don't play them, to be honest. I think, not that we are going to. We need... Obviously, signings. Getting rid of Cody Drama was weird. We need players in the door. We need players that aren't made of biscuits. We need a busboy, strong centre forward who's not going to get injured. And it's, I don't know. I'm not optimistic, and I normally am. And what's really annoying is actually we played really well against West Ham at Ellen Road as well. We played really well in the FA Cup game. But if we're not getting decisions on top of all the adversity we have with injuries and everything else, we haven't got a chance. You know, on top of it being a pretty shit day out and a shit stadium, it's and a 2:00 kickoff on a Sunday again. I'm not buzzing. Put it that way.
No, but it was actually somebody tweeted. I think it was a West Ham fan tweeted. I brought my Leeds United supporting friend to the match with me and asked him, "Why are you singing when you're getting beat?" And his reply was, "Because we're fucking Leeds and we don't care."
It's true. It's true.
Ed, what would you do if you're on Football Manager now? You're sitting with this injury crisis. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you play them? You know, with who we have coming up next, is this a game you would risk giving them a few minutes? You know, bring them on sub. What would you do? Let me hear.
I mean, if they're fit enough, have them on the bench and give them a couple of minutes towards the end of the game. But you're not going to risk starting them. There's no chance because the game next week against Newcastle is far, far bigger than Sunday's game. You know, I'm not expecting a win against West Ham. You know, I thought that we played well towards the end of the game last Sunday, you know, especially when brought on the likes of Forshaw and Rafinha. So I think, you know, if we did play a full-strength team, we would give him a good game. But you're not risking it. You're not risking it at all. I'm fully expecting Dan James to be playing up front. Although, you know, we have Max Dean and that new signing that we've signed from Espanyol as well, haven't we? So,
get him on.
You know, there are a couple of options there, but I'm fully expecting Dan James to start up front on Sunday, and I wouldn't risk it. Not a chance. You know, Bamford, you know, you just don't want to, you know, aggravate any injuries that he's got. You know, he's clearly struggling with something. So just make sure, you know, when you bring him back in, make sure he's 100% then, in my opinion. I wouldn't risk it at all.
I'd agree about minutes, though. I'd agree if they're fit enough, get them on for half an hour towards the end. They do need minutes under the belt, and prior to Newcastle, there's not a lot of opportunity for that. Good point. That's pretty much what I was getting at. They do need minutes, and because of the crisis we're in, if this is the only opportunity they're going to get before Newcastle, then I'd rather them get a few minutes rather than playing 5 minutes in the first 5 minutes against Newcastle and going off again injured. Do you know what I mean? If they're going to aggravate an injury, I'd rather they did it in the last half hour of this game than the first 5 minutes against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm loving the optimism from Chris today. Chris. It's so true. Because you get a bruised thumb with Leeds, and in the evolution of the injury, all of a sudden you've got carpal tunnel, and then the evolution of that injury is you've actually broke your shoulder collarbones, and then the evolution of that is that you've got full-blown, like, a broken neck, all from a bruised thumb.
Like,
full-blown. Not half blown.
No, just a full-blown. Your neck is literally cased. That's it.
Jesus.
No, but we just don't have any luck. But again, what will be?
Even Greenwood now, isn't he? Greenwood's even injured.
Greenwood's injured. That's what I was saying. Like, as of right now, we have no first choice backup or backup strikers available. With none. We have one centre back available that would be deemed in the first team. Then we've got one backup who, for me, was my man of the match on Sunday, 𝐿. He's available to play, but most likely won't, because what we'll see is we'll see Bill Ayling pulled away from right back, put in the centre back,
Right.
Dallas pulled away from midfield, put in the right back. You know, this makeshift stuff. You know, you've got a great option there in 𝐿. I think. What did you think of 𝐿 on Sunday? Yous were all in the ground. How did it look to you? To me, watching on TV, I thought he was friggin' brilliant.
Yeah, I'd agree with. Sorry, I'd agree with that. When I got back, I actually text the lads who watched on telly and said I asked about all three, Greenwood, Bate, and 𝐘𝐎𝐍, who all started for us. I said, did they look as competent on telly as what they did in the stadium? Because you sometimes miss stuff in the stadium, and to be fair, you missed a lot in that fucking stadium because you're so far away. So yeah, I was like, did they look as competent and as confident? And yeah, they did. And I thought,
need these for the West Ham ground now.
Yeah.
You want some match at West Ham?
Especially from were you two in the top tier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I'm getting dizzy up there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, of the three, 𝐘𝐻 probably did look the most assured of the three, but I don't think any of them looked out of place.
No, I think the only criticism I'd have maybe of Lewis Bate was he had a couple of good chances to finish and sort of flapped at them a little bit. You could tell he sort of panicked, but I mean his midfield player in the centre of the pitch is passing. He looks like a player, doesn't he? And you know, I don't know if you boys ever remember this, and I'll use this as an example. Is what, you know, when we had a goalkeeping crisis a couple of seasons ago, and I think we had Will Huffer play in goal.
Oh my God!
I think it was Bristol City at home or something like this. I always worry a little bit when we have someone come in an important position, and to be honest, I wasn't really concentrating, but I thought Leo Helder was brilliant. Didn't really look out of place at all. And for someone so young, and the same with Cresswell, really, when he plays, that we've got two proper players there. And it's not like he was at a small club either. He was at Celtic.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think, did Cresswell get his first team starting debut against West Ham as well?
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah.
And then he played against Fulham as well in the Cup, didn't he?
Yes, that's right. And West Ham's not exactly a wee easy club to play against. No, as it's noted, I've been pointed out, they're challenging for Europe. But on the subject of West Ham, #karma bitches.
Yeah, I wouldn't look now though.
VAR. Are they 1-0 up now? Well,
Yeah,
there you go. Oh, wait, it's right. Well, now I look like a dick because VAR's revisiting now the goal stands. See, this is the most disruptive thing I have ever brought on the live stream.
I can't believe your battery's still working.
My marriage?
Your battery.
My battery? I was going to say,
what you and Mrs. Scott get up to is up to you, aren't you?
Mrs. Scott. I've seen in the comments a lot of people saying about if this was Klopp, the season would be called off. That brings me to the next subject. Klopp to star in a brand new musical, The German Who Cried COVID. Yep. So Jurgen has been Jurgen's been crying COVID. Is it? But he said 10 players had COVID, or 11 players had COVID, and it turns out 10 of them didn't. And a scientist has come out with the statistical probabilities of that happening is 0.00008% to get 10 false positives in one group. And an investigation has been opened into this, and they're being looked at. What do you make of this? Like, what has happened to Jurgen Klopp? Everyone used to have a lot of respect for him, and now he's just turned into a wine.
It's all too suspect. With Klopp regularly moaning about the amount of fixtures they've got in their schedule. You're a big club. You're going to be in every competition. You're going to have loads of fixtures. That's just how it works. And I massively think they're manipulating the system, like without a doubt. And I've been quite vocal about this on Twitter the last week. And I've had a few Victim FC fans tweeting me saying, really like pointless things like, oh, have you not seen we've had this sort of problem last season? We had 15 centre-back partnerships. It's like, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about last season and your centre-back partnerships? Like, we're talking about the fact that you've got people who have injuries. All clubs have injuries. Like, we have a lot. Leicester have a lot as well. But Liverpool are using the injury crisis mixed with COVID a lot more, and it's really suspect. There's going to be, investigation or not, it will all get brushed under the carpet. It's Klopp. It's the same thing when they get decisions in games. It's almost like they can't be bothered to listen to Klopp moan or any of this stuff, so they just let it go, and it's annoying me. I really used to like Klopp quite a bit. I thought he was quite refreshing when he first started managing at Liverpool, and I sort of hate myself a little bit for not really disliking them that much. But now, fully, I'm fed up with them, and I'm fed up of him. He is so self-righteous, and you can tell he's just massively bought into basically how the fans behave, but he's at the helm managing the team. I could literally moan about that man for 2 hours. Well,
Louis, I'm with you on that, because I actually used to like Klopp. I thought, you know what, Klopp would be a refreshing change to the Premier League type of manager. He came in, he was brilliant. He was fun to watch. He was a funny manager just to watch, get interviewed and stuff as well. And then he started, I think it's ever since they won the league, he has become a whiny wee bitch. And that's all he is. He's a whiny wee bitch. And what do you think of Klopp right now with all this gurning?
I mean, it's ever since he had that laser eye surgery, it's changed him, hasn't it? But he's so annoying. He's so annoying. He moans about everything, doesn't he? It's it's a bit ridiculous to be honest. You just look at him and think, just shut up and crack on with it. He's complaining about his players playing too many games. To professional footballers, there's non-league players out there who are playing as many games as Liverpool and working part-time jobs. It's absolutely ridiculous. What were we saying, Lou?
Fixing sinks and playing professional football.
Yeah, it's, non-league footballers have it tough. Professional footballers don't. They're well looked after. And he just needs to shut up about it and just crack on with it. Everyone's going through the same thing. Every club's got a few COVID cases, and look at us. We're going through a massive injury crisis at the moment, and it's just football. It happens. I've never seen anything like it happen before at Leeds United with us having so many injuries. But it happens, and you just need to crack on with it and try and do the best that you can. And Klopp is just not really willing to do that, to be honest. Which I think just shows quite a lot about him. And maybe he's not as confident as him. Within himself as a manager, if he's trying to get all these games called off because he doesn't have his best players. Just crack on with it.
Ed, I don't know if you do this thing, but I do this thing where I'll be really pessimistic all week about the injury crisis and everything, and then I get to the game, I see the team sheet, it comes out on Twitter, and I have a look, and then I'll convince myself, all things considered, this is all right. That's actually a really good squad. We're going to be all right today. We're going to get 3 points, and I will convince myself just because I don't want to waste my day out. And then I'll feel just as disappointed. So I spend the whole week protecting myself that I'm not too bothered. I'm not really expecting a win. And then I look at the team sheet and I assume everyone on there is good enough to win that game.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I look at the team and think,
I do.
Yeah, we're going to lose still. I don't really convince myself, to be honest. I think if you prepare yourself for disappointment, you're not going to get disappointed. And I don't, I get excited for the game. You're going with your mates. It's going to be a good atmosphere. It's going to be a good day out. But at the moment, I'm not really going into any game with a lot of confidence, to be honest. And especially Sunday's game against West Ham. And by the way, these Sunday 2 p.m. kickoffs, we've had so many of these in the past few weeks. I hate them. At the end of a long, hard week, you've just had, you just can't be arsed, can you, with 2 p.m. kickoffs on a Sunday?
I don't mind
It's
the
a
Super
bollocks
Sunday.
whenever you're travelling over from Belfast. Like, it's an absolute bollocks, because the only way I would be able to get them is by flying over on like Saturday morning and flying home on Monday night, plus a hotel. It's an absolute bollocks, as we would say. Look, see, before I come to you and your opinion of Klopp's current crisis, do you think he's actually made things worse by the fact he was banging the drum about players need to get vaccinated for so long? Do you think that's made things worse?
I do. I absolutely do. He's completely hypocritical, isn't he? And sorry, I was falling asleep. I nearly made a cup of tea while you lot were all arguing. But just quickly there, Ed, what you said, about him moaning about the fixtures and everything. I've just done a quick sum while you lot were talking, and I've worked out that if a player plays every minute, 90 minutes a week in just Premier League, before Europe or any cup games, they play a total of 3,620 minutes a season, which works out to the equivalent of 60 hours in a year. I've done that in a week. How can they be fucking complaining about? I get the peak
athletes as well, yeah.
But come on, man. Do you know what I mean? They've done it before. They've done it for years. Why is it so different now? And for him to complain about his squad size and everything, he's pathetic. He's a rat, and I hate him.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
He's setting the seeds for an excuse whenever they don't win the league this year. Do you think he's literally planting the seeds for all Liverpool fans to go, right, well, we didn't win the league this year because of COVID, #𝐘𝐎𝐅𝐂. But do you think that's maybe what it is? He's going, you know what, Man City are going to end up taking this. I need to give an excuse so that I don't look like I've failed.
I absolutely do, and I think you're quite right in what you all said about when he first joined the league. He was a bit of a breath of fresh air. The Scousers ate the scum as much as we do. It was great. We were in the Championship. We didn't really care about anybody else in the Premier League at that time, apart from scum. But now we're in that league and actually on the receiving end of some of it, with the destroyed tackle and him coming on the pitch and things. He's just made himself look like a real cock end.
Do you think he's acting like he thinks how fans think he should be acting and saying things?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's an entitled twat.
That's why I feel like he's proper bought into the whole victim FC and we get everything against us and stuff. What's mad about it is that it's actually like completely the opposite, and how he doesn't see that makes him more fucking annoying.
Well, Liverpool are their own country, aren't they? They're not even. They class themselves as not even English and British. So he's pretty much bought into that whole philosophy that they all think that they're better than everybody else, when realistically they're not. They're quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just looking at some comments there, and a lot of people saying, why does all the moaning? Basically, I'm going to sum it up here, but a lot of people seem to be pointing to all this moaning and complaining comes around the Christmas period, whenever they've got so many games in such a short period of time. We're not going to have to worry about that next season because the World Cup is during that Christmas period. Now, I wasn't dreading, like I thought that was stupid originally, but see now I'm thinking that's actually going to be pretty good for a team like us.
Well,
that 4 or 5 week break.
It depends who we've got in our team at that point, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
If Calvin Phillips is still a Leeds United player and he's going off and he's going to come back fucked. Rafinha, if he's still a Leeds United player, he's going to be going representing Brazil. He's going to come back fucked. There's no break for our elite players that represent their country. They're going to come back without a break. Albeit the majority of our squad will probably have a nice few week out in Dubai or whatever on holiday. I'm sure that will happen. But yeah, I just think that's an absolute car crash waiting to happen, is that World Cup in the middle of a season.
You mentioned about Calvin. You mentioned about Calvin Phillips there still being a Leeds player. Did anybody see the tweet earlier about the new player Crystal Palace signed?
No.
They've signed someone called Killian Phillips from Drogheda for 2 years. And whenever the tweet went out, I just seen a load of Leeds fans were playing. Oh, fuck, I thought that said Calvin. Right, I'm going to move on quickly here because this Sunday's game, the Mike Dean Show returns. I know we've touched briefly on the possibility, considering there's rumours floating about that Bamford and Rodrigo could return. One thing is, as sure as an anti-establishmentarianism shit, Mike Dean returns this Sunday. I don't know what to say to this. How is this dickhead still refereeing? Ed, I'm going to go to you first. I'm going to go to you first, Ed. What are you? What? Just what?
I don't mind Mike Dean. Me, I don't mind him. I think he's
what?
He's better than most.
Right. Sorry, I had to, man. I had to.
I mean, I think he's better than most Premier League referees. He's certainly better than that. Who was it? Paul Tierney, who refereed the game against Burnley the other week. You know, I don't mind Mike Dean. I've respected him. I've respected him ever since he gave us awarded us a penalty against Derby in the first 30 seconds a few years ago. So, you know, I don't mind him. Me, you know, he's certainly not as bad as, you know, most Premier League officials, and you know, it could be a lot worse.
There isn't any good ones.
No, there's no comparison.
Like, as in, I've never, even when we win, I don't think I've ever gone, yeah, do you know what, ref had a really good game today. It's just something I've never ever said. Like, it's not a thing. Mike Dean, I mean, was it this season or last season? I can't remember what game it was, but didn't he take some time out because he got some death threats or something like that?
His family did, I think.
His family did. He got some. I mean, obviously that is absolutely horrendous. But he's making some terrible decisions. Whether he's in the VAR van, on the pitch, on the side of the pitch, he's just
even
horrendous.
when he's not even at the ground, he's making bad decisions.
That's what I mean.
He goes. Who does he support? Somebody's shite, doesn't he? He goes and watches it. Who's it?
Tranmere,
yeah. So even when he's not playing, he's going to watch.
But it's very difficult for a man that egotistical to argue that everything isn't all about him, because that's exactly how he behaves. And I just can't think of any incident involving Leeds in recent times where he's got one right. I mean, I'm happy to be corrected if anyone can find anything.
Well, Ed said that he gave us a penalty, didn't he?
When we played Derby in the Championship a few years ago, he awarded us a penalty in the first 30 seconds. So I didn't mind him for that. I thought it was a class.
Well, that's one that stuck with you. I mean, we've got bigger fish to fry now, Ed.
Yeah.
You know, like Derby are going to be a League One team next year.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, there is no good refs in the league. There's, you know, the only difference when Mike Dean's in town is that you just know that it's all about him, and that, you know, he's not a great ref. But there isn't anybody else better. They're all on a similar level of shit. So, you know, how it doesn't. I mean, the referee doesn't matter whoever we get. I don't think. I think there needs to be a real sit down. The FA and then certainly the Premier League need to have a real think about how they're going to move forward and improve the standard of refereeing, not just the refereeing, but the people in VAR as well, how they're going to do that moving forward. I know we've already spoke about VAR, but yeah, they just need to think about it.
You know, everyone knows there's things that go on behind the scenes, and, you know, in any workplace, people gossip. Do you think that refs sit around going, see that decision I gave against Leeds this weekend? Do you think that's a thing where they're all sitting around laughing at teams they don't like? It must
who
be.
Can get the worst. Who can make the worst decision and get away with it?
Yeah, exactly.
See that red card again against
going on. Mike Dean wins because he got death threats. It's all about him.
Oh God! I think it actually just picks him now walking in like a referee after, like, even that offside. Just walking in, the head down, it's like, lads, I'm so sorry I put you in that position. I'm so sorry I made you pretend that was onside.
They'll walk into the referee's arms after the game and go, hey, and all the pilots.
No, the state of refereeing does need addressed. Most likely, I would imagine they get some sort of yearly performance review by their mates, which again, something like that should be done by the clubs themselves. Right, before we go on to our game of the night, I can tell you so far, I have fitted my word in twice. Luke has fitted his word in once. Ed hasn't, and Lou hasn't.
No, Lou has actually.
Oh, Lou.
Oh,
Oh, all right. Sorry, I didn't pick up on that. Lou has. All right.
Yeah.
Sassy pants.
I mean, if I have to, I'll go back later on and find the minute. But I have one.
Listen, I will take your word for it.
Have you eaten your tea tonight, Lou? Are you in a bad mood? Have a Snickers. Come on, calm down. You're not you when you're hungry.
I can now change that Luke has actually got his word in all 3 times, and he is officially no longer in jeopardy of having to down his cup of what, Luke? Or Lou?
Squirty squash.
Squirty squash. Luke's word was tea, and he's fitted in 3 times, so he no longer.
I was just about to say. I was just about to guess. I'm guessing his word is something, in that sentence where he said he was going to fall asleep and make himself a cup of tea. I'm thinking one of those words is definitely his word, because that was such a weird thing to say. And a good thing to say.
Yeah, but only because of the comment. Because it's been quiet, like the 2 times that Scott said it, we've gone, what?
I feel like I'm part of I feel like I'm part of the anti-establishmentarianism movement or something here.
That's your word, isn't it, Scott?
Thank you, yeah. I got the ball on the 3rd one.
I'd like you to let that bottle of Kahlua behind you, please, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
That's good work. Good work. You'd like him to net what, Lou?
The bottle of Kahlua that he has in the shelf behind him instead.
Good work, Scott. That's fair play.
Nice.
I only opened that. Right. Back to business. Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to have a wee tinny now, just in 6 hours of a big bottle.
Just to settle it.
Just to settle it. Right, so everyone asking in the comments, transfers, right? Make this one quick. You could sign one player right now. Who would it be? Look, who would you sign right this second?
I think it would have to be a John Swift from Reading.
Why would you take John Swift? This is a player I've seen named loads by fans. Why would John be that?
I just think he fits our style of play, and I think he's somebody who could improve our team, not just now, but certainly for next season as well. When you look at the midfield that we've got, just what he brings to the team, he's a creative midfielder that's got an engine, and I think that's exactly what we're missing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He just reminds me of what 𝐾𝐿 would have been had he come to us sooner.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's whatever I've seen as highlights and stuff. Like I didn't watch Reading get tanked by Fulham 7-0 last night, but when I've seen the highlights of Swift, he just reminds me of if 𝐾𝐿 came to us when he was about 24. That's what he'd be playing like right now.
That's my realistic side. If we got an unlimited transfer fee, I would just speaking on somebody who we think we might get.
If within the reality of our remix, let's be honest. Swift. If it was any signing at all, we'd all be saying Haaland. And if you're not saying Haaland, you're not a Leeds supporter. Big Lou, who would you sign within the remit of Leeds' possibility, capability? If you could sign anyone, who would it be?
Well, I'm going with the narrative that because we got rid of Cody Drama in amongst all the injuries that we've got, that we have got people coming in. Now, ultimately, I'm not bothered who we get in, as long as we get in people who Bielsa thinks is decent in the positions that we need players. So, like I said, we get a big, strong busboy centre forward who's holding the ball up, someone that does something like Bamford does, then I'm happy.
Andy Carroll.
Did you see his 2 goals?
I did see his 2 goals last night.
Both screamers.
Goals.
Yeah. So your busboy centre forward, or that's all I want ultimately above anything else in the squad. Because we need to
stop right here before we go to Ed. Lou has now fit his word in 3 times.
Bus.
What word?
Bus.
Bus man or bus boy.
Bus boy, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Ed, because you weren't able to do it, you must down your drink.
Good luck, Ed, with that.
I don't care if you've got work in the morning.
I haven't got much left,
no
so.
way.
He's not sat there all evening, has he?
That was well played. Well played, Ed.
Well,
Ed,
it would have
what
been
was
funnier
your
if I
word?
didn't, because I've got loads left.
What was your word, Ed?
You're a sponge.
Fun.
There was no point during this live stream so far that I could have fit that word in just naturally.
Injuries.
Mate, I said
Magic sponge.
bus boy 3
Ed.
times.
I introduced the conversation about Football Manager, and not once did you think of saying, "Oh, we could buy the magic sponge and fix them."
You know, magic sponge is one word though, isn't it?
Well,
Just the word sponge.
no, it's 2 words.
Magic sponge.
Well,
Oh, Jesus.
T was pretty normal. I mean, I don't even know what bus boy is, but I said it 3 times.
Yeah.
What-
I mean, to
what
be
is
honest,
a
I
bus-
kind of forgot.
I might use that term now. What is a bus boy centre forward? Don't know. Ask Luke.
I have no
People are just
A
too
bus
polite.
boy
They're not going to go.
Andy
Sorry,
Carroll.
Lou. Hold up. What the
Andy
fuck is
Carroll.
a bus boy?
Andy Carroll's a bus boy. There's your new chant on
tell you
West
what.
Ham.
I tell you what, the bus boy centre forward is one who doesn't score for ages and then loads come at once.
Right, back to the transfer bit. Eduardo. Ed, within the remit of Leeds, who would you be signing right now? We've had, look, you said John Swift.
John Swift.
Lou, who did you say? Sorry, Lou.
I don't know. I was just trying to get
He
bus
said a
boy
bus
in.
boy striker.
Any bus boy striker in the world, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean,
Andy Carroll.
to be honest, I disagree with that. I don't think we need a centre forward. I think we've got plenty of strikers there. When they're all back fit, you know, if you sign a striker now, when all the other strikers are back fit, what are we going to do? Because Bamford's
It's a waste of a
he's got
signing, isn't it?
Yeah, in my opinion. I think we just need to sign a midfielder. I've been saying this for the past couple of transfer windows. We need a midfielder. Might be controversial, but I'm looking at Donny van der Beek at Man United. He's not getting game time. Box-to-box
Love him.
midfielder. I think he will be perfect. Whether it's in our transfer budget is another question, but I don't know. I think that could be a possibility. He's not getting game time. He's surely frustrated that he's not getting any game time. So I'd go in for him. You know, just get him in.
Really good shout.
It's not a bad shout. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I
take
like
him.
that.
I'd take him.
Yeah.
What do you have you boys seen about this Ronaldo Vieira? Are you interested or not really?
I mean, if we
I
sign
think
him, I won't
that's
complain.
I'd have
The
him back
plus
in a
side with
heartbeat.
Ronaldo is that he already knows our system. He knows what's expected of him. And Bielsa didn't want him to leave in the get-go.
Yeah.
I think from my understanding of it is that if Bielsa could let any of them go at the time, it was Calvin. And apparently he was actually quite pissed off at Vieira going. So I think if we bring back Ronaldo Vieira, I think Bielsa will be happy with that, and he will fit in and be able to start a lot sooner than anyone else. That's my thought on Ronaldo. I think we've been linked with bringing him back a couple of times, but I don't see it happening.
Just a quick plug here, just while we're on the subject. If you watch Berardi and Coke on Sunday, we might have somebody on who we can ask that question. Just saying.
Are you speaking to his brother?
His brother's coming on, on Sunday after the game.
Oh, you jammy gutty!
So, yeah, I'll probably drop that in somewhere. As long as he's not watching now, and he'd probably get scared off. But, yeah,
No,
Mario, I'm only kidding. I'll ask
Romario,
you.
don't worry. Don't worry, Romario. I won't be there. I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be begging for a signed pair of your undergarments. That's it. Like, nothing too serious.
Make it the last question, Luke, because he might just
I did. I did
did.
mention that it was going to be more of a Q&A at the end. So we're going to obviously just discuss the game. We think Simon Johnson might be making another appearance as well once of centre forward Leeds United. So it should be a good show on Sunday. But we're not here to talk about that. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You could have put it at the end, but go ahead now, you prick.
It just seems so appropriate right now. So I do apologise.
It did. It fit. You guys had said about saying strikers. I think the one guy, and I'm going to be banging on about him until we actually sign him, 𝐿𝐴. I want him in a Leeds shirt. For me, he is our affordable version of Haaland. That's the way I see it. He's got that Leeds
how much do you
heritage.
think he's worth?
𝐿𝐴, he's probably worth about 18 to 20 right now, but that's going to be going up.
It's
Yeah,
his nephew, isn't it? Yeah.
But he's banging in goals left, right, and centre at the minute. He's been compared to the next Christian Vieri. I'm like, oh my God, we need him.
Yeah,
I watched some of
good.
the highlight reels and I thought, holy shit,
he's playing in Germany.
What are these transfer
Austria?
Market sites labeling him? How much is he worth in the market at the moment?
Yeah. If anybody can Google it there on Transfer Market and see what he's currently worth, I would imagine he's worth between 18 and 20. But I know there was lots of talks, and Victor Orta has actually went and spoke to Eddie Nketiah and his agent a month before the game in December.
Yes.
So I know the Eddie Nketiah thing was it was very nearly going to happen, but Nketiah's our number 2 now. He's going nowhere. I would rather have Yeboah over Nketiah, 100%. I want my lead shirt next season to have Yeboah on the back. It would be,
and it'd be relevant to now.
It would be. It wouldn't just be all right. So you just randomly got Tony Yeboah's name on the back. But no, it's Calvin Yeboah.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually.
We're going to move to the final part of the night. Before we go into sort of Sunday's predictions and stuff. Right, we're going to do this slightly different than we done last week. Who's that emoji?
Jesus, here we go.
Right, you're all getting one each. If you can't figure it out, it'll be passed to the next person. Okay. So, Luke, I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
Who is this?
But is it Berardi?
No. If you know in the comments, what former Leeds player am I referring to with this emoji? I'll give you a clue. It is referenced in a song.
Billy Bremner.
It is indeed. Bremner's Ghost got it first. Well done. Joe Madigan, you got it too. Yep, there we go. In one of the songs about Billy Bremner, he's called a red-headed lion. So there we go. That one is that one's done. You didn't get it, Luke, so you're not getting a point. Lou, sorry, I am going to give you this one.
Definitely not going to get it.
You've got ham, bacon, and a cup of coffee. Anyone from Northern Ireland? Oh, I don't want to say this.
God, hurry up with the comments so I can pretend I've got it right.
Also, I've just heard Calvin Yeboah has just moved to Genoa 3 days ago, so I don't think we're getting him.
That's a shame.
So we've got cooked ham.
Come on, Lou.
Do you know this?
Greasy bacon and a cup of coffee. What are those three emojis? Who are they pointing towards? I'll give you a clue. It's pointing towards a current player's nickname.
I'm going to pass it. I have no idea.
Oh, someone in the comments just got it. Dallas. Ham and bacon. They're made by Cookstown. And coffee sounds like Cafu. The Cookstown Cafu.
Well,
because Cookstown are famous for making ham and bacon. Cookstown ham, Cookstown bacon.
This game needs to be renamed. It should be called Far-Fetched. That's what it should be called.
I have to admit, I don't know where you get cafu and coffee from.
Because it sounds the same. Cafu, coffee, coffee, cafu, coffee, coffee. Caffeine, coffee.
Hey, you're clutching here, Scott.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm looking forward to the next one.
The official name of the game now is called Far-Fetched, and that is fitting name.
Right, but if that's the case, I think, well, you know what? Either one of these are going to be a tough one. Ed, I think you will get this one. We have an ambulance and a bag of money. If you know who this is referring to, I can tell you it's not a player. It's not a player.
Not a player.
I've got
Oh,
it.
well, it's Rob
I've got
Price,
it.
isn't it?
Yes.
Who is it, Ed?
Rob Price?
It is indeed.
Well done.
Oh, well done, Ed. Good lad.
Well, when he said
No,
it wasn't
you
a
were the
player,
only-
it was pretty easy there.
No,
Who-
you could have had
who-
loads of people there.
Well,
I
who's
could have had
related
like...
to ambulances who isn't a player at Leeds?
All right, well, fair enough. Well, maybe I'll just give you that one.
Just give him the easy
Right,
one,
well-
Scott, yeah?
Well, we'll give him one more since he wasn't here last week.
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Boom. Who's this? You've got a hammer.
Oh, we've got-
I'll tell you now, that's supposed to be a sledgehammer, but you can't get one. So that's a sledgehammer and nail polish or nail varnish, as some would say. Who is this?
Is it a player's nickname or?
It's the problem is that if I tell you what the sledgehammer's in reference to, it will definitely give it away. I could say it's in reference to a song about the player, and the second emoji sounds like their last name.
All right.
You have a sledgehammer and nail varnish.
I mean, what chant do we sing about sledgehammers?
We haven't sung it in a while. Let's just say the sledgehammer is in reference to something else.
Is it a current player?
No. It's a past player.
Okay.
Is it Rob Price?
Because he fixes everyone up and then paints his nails when he's done. Nobody's got it in the comments.
I'm trying to think here. Sledgehammer.
Do you want to pass?
I'm towing.
No, but then you say so nail polish sounds like the player's second name.
Or nail varnish?
Nail varnish. Oh, Luke Varney.
Because apparently he had a massive ding dong.
I don't remember singing about that.
There was a song about Luke Varney having a big dick.
What's
That was 𝐿𝐶𝐅.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yes. So no, he did not get them.
Oh my God.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Well, that has
It's that bad,
been
it's good. It's that bad, it's good.
exactly. Guys, thank you so much for coming along. This was great crack again tonight. Thank you everyone in the comments. I'm getting destroyed here. Before we go, this Sunday, wet spam in the league. What are you going for? Predictions, Ed?
I mean, I don't want to predict a loss, but I am fully expecting a loss. But I'll go 1-1. 1-1.
1-0. Lou?
Yeah. I was 1-0 because I don't want to be pessimistic and predict a 2-1 loss, which is probably what it will be. But I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Luke?
Enoch, he's got a massive cock, Enoch.
That's who it was.
But I want Luke
I
Varney.
completely got that. No, I completely got that wrong.
I mean, Luke Varney was
It
about
was
5'6".
Enoch
I
Schwamley.
can't imagine him back in.
Hey, at least he'll have all the Varney will have all the birds on the phone now to him, thinking that he's got a massive dingling. Like.
Yeah. Oh, I was
Aye,
watching
the
All Leeds
Panthers
TV
nails.
the other night, and they were talking how big your old boy is.
I've done our predictions already on OKB, so I'm gonna have to stick to that. I think we'll surprise them. I think it'll either be 1-1, but I'm gonna go for a surprise 2-1 win with a last minute winner.
2-1.
We're going to score
2
2
goals
goals in a
is-
striker.
Who's
2-1.
scoring it, Luke? The winner, Max Dean?
No, Meslier.
Oh,
Yeah. I'd be saying it's going to be an OG at this point. Let me see with the comments. I'm not going to be giving my score prediction because I'm on with Hammer's chat tomorrow. and they'll be on with us on All Leeds TV tomorrow evening, so you'll be able to see that. But in the comments, aside from slagging me off for getting the song wrong about who had the big dick, Brenner's Ghost is saying 2H, Steve Connell, 2-0 Leeds, fair play to you. Joe Madigan, at least you're honest, 3-1. CK would take 1 each. Alison and Marty 1 each, or else they're saying 11-0. Yes, Marty's having a party. That's maybe where I'm getting it from. And someone's saying they got it because of the nail varnish. Look, do you know what? I got it wrong. Listen, this was great crack tonight, and what Temp Nian said, thank you very much for making this happen. Yous are all part of this, and this is basically 4 different Leeds dedicated YouTube channels, podcasts coming together and going, look, let's have a bit of banter and talk about Leeds for a wee bit, and then let's talk shite too. So, look, what's the next thing going on with Or to Know Better? For anyone that didn't hear earlier, you've got a massive guest this Sunday.
I cannot confirm nor deny, but we may have a couple of ex-Leeds United. Enoch Shawon is joining us for an hour. Tune in on Sunday. We'll have our regular after the match review straight after the game, which is called 𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷 and 𝐘𝐲. You're probably going to be around about 4:30, and we're hoping to have a couple, as I said, ex-professionals on there, and you have your opportunity to ask them questions and whatnot as well.
Super duper, Big Lou Cooper, super duper Lou Cooper. What? Where can people watch you, listen to you on LS11? When are you on?
As usual, Wednesday podcast. That's usually out early in the morning. We are also doing the fundraiser, the Challenge 90 for Yorkshire Cancer Research, which I know a few guys are doing. But I actually started mine today, so we're fundraising for that. I think they're looking to get 100,000 minutes across the whole sort of Leeds United fan base. 90 minutes of exercise a week. I mean, most people should be doing that, really. But yeah, it's a good cause, so we are fully on board with that. Any news will be on Tuesday, hopefully talking about our hard-earned point at, I was about to say Upton Park, but I sort of wish it was Upton Park. It's not. It's
better atmosphere at Upton Park.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
And Ev, what is going on with yourself at the minute?
Quite busy working at the minute, but no, yeah, I need to get back doing YouTube videos and podcasts because I do miss it a lot. So I'm pleased that I'm on this live stream. Thank you for inviting me on. I will bring it back at some point. I just need to work out when. We're still posting social media though, so follow All Things Leeds 1 on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And subscribe to YouTube if you want to. But I need to get my ass in gear again.
And Ed, you're brilliant at doing the quizzes and stuff. I think you should maybe just take over the quiz side of things.
I mean, to be fair, I did give you the idea of this emoji thing.
He did.
I kind of regret it now.
This was his idea.
Have you got an idea of how to make it a bit easier?
By doing this.
Well, let Scott pick the questions. He's gone.
That's one way to make it better. Right, before we go, obviously there's been loads in the news about this. We don't have to comment on it, but we can all have a wee giggle because, folks, we have not been gathering in our droves. This is a business meeting. This is a business meeting.
I thought it was, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, it was bring your own drink. They didn't say if it was alcoholic or anything, but this was a business meeting tonight, folks. There was nothing more to it. I did not know that this was a party. Look, you came off your own volition thinking that we were all just meeting up to discuss business. It was business as usual. I was not aware of any partying, any dancing, or any karaoke business going on whatsoever. Guys, thank you very much. Same time next week.
See you then.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers, lads. Nice to see you.
No
Cheers,
worries.
lads.
Super duper. And I will see you all then. But before then, let's just have a wee word from our sponsors.
If you've ever wanted to make money every day from the Forex market, but you didn't know where to start, I've got the ideal solution for you. Go visit our sponsors at superleadsforex.com and see for yourself how you could start making a 20% to 25% return on your money every month and on 100% hands-free autopilot with your very own Forex trading robot. There's no previous trading experience needed and literally anyone can do it. Better still, you can test drive this cash cranking system for yourself on your own PC or laptop, free of charge for 30 days. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You can get all the exciting info right now at superleadsforex.com, at superleadsforex.com.